Hi, um, thanks for watching this if you are. My name is Anna Mackin. I am a 31-year-old from Scotland currently, and I've kind of decided to set this up sort of as a vlog diary more than anything, kind of thing. It's my first time ever doing anything like this. I'm completely new at it, and just a bit about where it's sort of come from. So, really recently, I'm really lucky. I live with my husband. We have a little baby under 2 years old. We are expecting another one in December, and we have a dog. And up until recently, we were pretty much stereotypical family. We both worked. My husband works full time, I work full time. Running the house, just the usual, really, getting on with life like you do. When I kind of hit a bit of a mental snag at my work, I got into a bit of a situation in my job, and it's really made me have to reevaluate everything. And it's really it's put a lot of pressure on me. It's not been too bad on my husband. He's been really supportive and really lovely. But it's been one of those moments in my life anyway, when I've really had to stop and start being present, something that I didn't even realise I wasn't being. I realised that I've pretty much, I took a year off when my baby was born, and that was great, and I really enjoyed that. And then I went back full time, and while I have been a parent to him, a full parent, and while this is not a dig at working mums or anything like that, or working parents, I realised because of my own mental health that I wasn't actually being very present in his life. And even though I was doing things, everything, I was playing with him correctly, I wasn't arguing or shouting at him or anything like that. While I was playing with him, taking him to nursery at points, spending time with him and family, I've just not been present. And I think that's a really easy thing to do when you're a working parent. It's easy to just get on with day to day, get into your routines, and sometimes just try and get your day with, because, it's just been one of those days. And so, he is super young. I'm never going to get this time back. And I'm a bit like, I feel bad about that and I feel guilty, but it is what it is. But as I say, a couple of months ago, to be honest, the SHIT hit the fan at my work. Some stuff came out, some stuff came to light, some stuff I didn't realise, and it's made me stop. It's been a bit of a moment, and I have realised from it, on the back of it, that I need to make some changes. Not only that I need to make some changes for myself, I need to work with my husband to make some changes for how our family goals are going to look going forward. And really, this is the perfect opportunity for me to really start prioritizing what I think's important, prioritizing our goals, writing things down. And we're in our 30s now. We want to make sure that every day we are living is our best life. We don't want to just grind and then look up when we're near our retirement and be like, oh wait, what happened? Also, as well, on the back of that, with myself being pregnant, we have big changes coming along. We have another little baby coming, which we are so thankful for, feel so blessed for. But with another baby comes more responsibilities. Financially, it's another impact. And while, okay, we are all right financially, we are going to need to make some cost-cutting adjustments, and we are going to need to think about our finances a bit more strategically and more smart, just so that we're not in a position where we're stressing about money, because that's the one thing I really don't want to be. I don't want to be stressing about money. So with all this sort of happening and everything coming to the forefront with it, I've been trying to think of the best way to get out and to kind of put down the plans and the things that I'm wanting to do, get hints and get tips on like finances, maybe some homesteading and like goals that things I've wanted to do but I've just not done. And like, it sounds all jumbled up in this. I'm going to put this up completely unedited. And the reason for that is because I kind of want it to be jumbled, because that's kind of my head at the moment. I feel very jumbled. I feel like I've got lots of ideas, lots of thoughts, lots of feelings, and while I am trying to write them down and get them out there, and that's something I'm going to work on, I have been finding that actually just speaking and talking and getting it out has been really helpful and really therapeutic. So I've been going back and forth about whether or not a video diary is really maybe the best idea to go. And then as well, not just a video diary, but also actually loading it and putting it onto YouTube. I've went back and forth a little bit about it, just because I just wasn't too sure. And like I say, never done anything like this before. I'm not a content provider. And also it's scary. It's really, really scary, because you don't know what people are going to come back and say. But as I just said there, I've been finding it quite therapeutic talking about it. So I'm thinking that this is kind of like a diary, my journey a bit, on the things that I want to do regarding, getting the house in order. We are currently painting the house at the moment. As I say, I kind of have been looking a little bit more into homesteading. This is something I'm really interested in, and maybe a bit more of an end long-term goal that I would want to get into, but it's something that I want to kind of start touching on. Our finances, the ways we're cutting costs, tips, hints on how, that I would like from people on how we can budget better. My husband and I have very, very different budgeting views. And that's something I'll go into as well. So it would be really, really good to not only be able to explain that and how we're currently managing that, but to get any hints and tips from people who are like, we're in the same situation, this is what we do. And yeah, some other things that I'm, kind of like lifestyle achievements that I touched on, but I've kind of let go of, and I just want to get back into it. So these are all things that, I want to do, and especially with children and the way we raise our children, I think that it's really important I get this now, because they're all about routine. My son likes a routine. It's not perfect, but he does like a routine. So I want to keep going with that and working on that. And while they're young as well, they're all habits that they're picking up. Everything at the moment is what they're watching, they're copying. So I think that maybe putting it up will be really good for accountability for myself, keeping me accountable, keeping me having to keep involved in it and constantly touch up on it as well. Like, if I'm like, right, I'm going to release a video every month, then that means I have to check in with myself every month. It means that I don't slip back a bit. And I think that's really, really important at the moment too. And certainly I've been going back, like, with the issues that I've been struggling in regards to my mental health, I've been very back and forth regarding whether or not I should post that, because I have been making videos on that. That's kind of what started this full process. I was in a really bad space mentally, and I tried writing it down, but I just couldn't. So I just spoke. I spoke into my camera, and I still haven't looked back at those videos yet. They are, again, completely unedited. I wouldn't even know how to edit a video if I tried. So I'm now at the point, I've kind of been doing that, and I think I've got about 3 or 4 videos kind of on the process of that. And the last video I did, it kind of occurred to me, and you can kind of see it in the video as well. I'm very much like, do I post this? Do I not post this? Do I tell people about this? Because it's something that I'm still really working on, and certainly it's something that's still very, very big and very fundamental in my journey at the moment. So a chronic theme in it, that I kind of mention now and again, is, I don't want this to pass me by. I don't want to be feeling this way, get better, and then just to be like, all right, now I'm just back on the grind, and then in 2 or 3 years have the same sort of thing happen again and completely burn out. This is an opportunity. This is my opportunity. So I either take it and run with it, or I don't. And that's a lot of pressure, I feel like I'm putting on myself a bit, but I think it's good. And I think that if I just slow down, be a bit more present, and just take it step by step, then I'm going to build a new foundation, a new structure. And I think that's really, really important. And I think that not just myself, but my family are at that point where we're ready to do that. And I'm thinking that maybe by doing videos and getting myself into a community who I can work alongside will be really, really helpful and beneficial for that, accountability wise. And also, as I say, as well, putting it and loading it and having people see it will be really good to help get me into and immerse myself in a community of like-minded people who can give me tips, can give me hints, and help me along the way. And if I can help them, then that's great as well. So that's my forethinking on all this. People with great ideas, though, hey. So we'll see how it goes. I am going to maybe, this, at the moment, this is very much like, I've got this journey, I need to do it. I'm going to sit down, though, and write down maybe some things so that my videos are maybe just structured on one individual subject, just so that it doesn't sound so chaotic, because this video is probably going to be quite chaotic, and if you do watch it, you're probably going to be like, oh my goodness, what is she on? Because I fully appreciate there's probably a lot of jumping up and down, but my plan is to write down lists of what I kind of want to do, and then do a video on each individual one as a starting point, and then progress from there. And as I say, if you do watch the videos and you do have any hints or tips, I am more than happy for anyone to comment and for me to take them on if I can make sure that the comment works. As I say, I've never really used YouTube before, so please bear with me. I would ask that people be positive, and if you are negative, or that sounds mean, I don't mean that, but if you're going to be negative, or if you're like, this is a pile of rubbish, stop talking, just step away, from what I'm doing and go on to somewhere else. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm trying to get through a journey at the moment, and I need people to be respectful of that. I'm open to constructive criticism. I really am. But if anyone wants to come back and be mean for the sake of being mean, I'm really just not into that right now. I don't really have it in me right now to deal with it, to be honest. And I just don't think that's fair. Like I say, I'm looking for a community of like-minded people who, are financially savvy, people who are downsizing in their life, making things a lot more simplistic, a lot more easier going, people that are looking to renew and reuse things in their life. These are all things that I'm really, really interested in, and that'll become clearer in my next few videos. So yeah, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it, really, unless it's really constructive and you think in the long term it can help me. So, and I completely appreciate as well if I don't get very many comments, and people probably, you're like, oh, do you know what, I'll go back in a couple of weeks and see what other videos she's put in, because I don't really know how I can comment on what she's looking for at the moment. So that's fine as well. I'm just going to put this up and see what happens. That's the main aim. And then like I say, what I think I will do is maybe after I've put a few videos up, I might put up the videos that I put up initially that I've already made regarding my mental journey. Certainly if anyone does watch this and they are like, I would like to see that, let me know. It's quite, I'd say it's quite raw. It's not like, I basically, I'm still going through a lot of not issues, that makes it sound worse than it is, but when all the stuff had kicked off with my work, I was basically videoing as and when things were coming up into my head. I still haven't seen those videos yet because I am mentally not ready to watch them. I obviously, when I upload the videos, if I do upload the videos, we'll have to probably watch them at that point. But certainly, if anyone does want to see them, because it discusses my mental health, exactly kind of what I was going through, how, like, speaking to my mental health practitioner and whether or not that helped me, you know, and kind of how my journey's progressed through that, and how I was feeling week by week. If that's something you want to see and you think that personally for you could be quite helpful, it would be good to know and to get an idea of if people would want to watch that. It's very sensitive to me, obviously, and it's very personal to me. So, yeah, we'll go from there. Anyhow, that's my oven going off currently. As I say, this is completely unedited and a bit spur of the moment, but I feel like I'm taking the first leap into my journey, and this is my diary, basically, on that. Okay, thanks.